You should not be attached to the fruits of your actions, but only to the action itself. Bhagavad Gita 2.47. The Bhagavad Gita is much more than a sacred text from India. It is a timeless guide on how to live with purpose and balance. For over 2,000 years, it has inspired philosophers, leaders, and spiritual seekers around the world. But what makes the Bhagavad Gita so special? Its message goes beyond religion. It is a practical manual for facing life's deepest dilemmas. Have you ever felt trapped between what you desire and what you believe you should do? Have you ever wondered how to make decisions without fear or attachment to the outcome? These same questions tormented a warrior named Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Facing an existential crisis, he sought answers from Krishna, who revealed to him universal truths about purpose, action, and the true nature of the self. In this video, we will explore the secrets of the Bhagavad Gita and how its teachings can transform the way we live. If you have ever felt uncertain about your path, stay until the end, because here, you might just find the answers you have been searching for. What is the Bhagavad Gita? The Bhagavad Gita, also known as the Song of the Lord, is one of the most influential texts in human history. Not only is it a fundamental pillar of Hindu philosophy, but it has also been a source of inspiration for leaders, philosophers, and spiritual seekers around the world. But what makes it so special? This text is part of the Mahabharata, one of the oldest and most extensive epics ever written. Within this great story, we find the warrior prince Arjuna, who faces an existential crisis on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. He is torn between his duty and his emotions, facing an apparently impossible dilemma: to fight against his own family or abandon the battle and dishonor his purpose as a warrior. In this moment of doubt and confusion, his charioteer, the god Krishna, steps in and offers him profound teachings about life, destiny, and the true nature of the self. This dialogue, which extends over 18 chapters, is what we know as the Bhagavad Gita. Unlike other religious texts, the Bhagavad Gita does not impose beliefs or strict rules. Instead, it offers universal answers that anyone, regardless of their background or faith, can apply in their life. Its teachings revolve around three fundamental concepts. 1. Dharma, life's purpose. Each person has a unique duty in this world, and discovering it is key to a fulfilling life. 2. Karma yoga, action without attachment. True peace is found when we act without expecting rewards or fearing failure. 3. Self-realization. Our true essence goes beyond the body and mind. We are something deeper and eternal. The Bhagavad Gita also introduces other spiritual paths such as Jnana Yoga, the path of knowledge, and Bhakti Yoga, the path of devotion, demonstrating that there are different ways to attain spiritual fulfillment. Beyond war and gods, the Bhagavad Gita is about the internal battle we all face, the struggle between fear and action, doubt and clarity, attachment and freedom. That is why, even though it was written over 2,000 years ago, its message remains relevant and powerful. Now, let's explore the most important teachings we can apply in our daily lives. The key lessons of the Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita is full of profound teachings that can transform the way we see life. We will explore 5 of its most powerful lessons and how to apply them in our daily lives. 1. The purpose of life, Dharma. Each of us has a purpose in this world, a mission we must fulfill. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells Arjuna, "It is better to fulfill your own duty, even imperfectly, than to perfectly perform the duty of another." Bhagavad Gita 3:35. This means we should not compare ourselves to others or try to live someone else's life. Instead, we must focus on discovering and following our own Dharma, the unique path meant for us. How to apply it? Ask yourself, what truly excites me? How can I contribute to the world in an authentic way? When you follow your true purpose, life feels more meaningful and fulfilling. Detachment and action without expectations, Karma Yoga. Krishna teaches that suffering arises when we become attached to the results of our actions. Instead of worrying about success or failure, we should act with determination and without expecting rewards. You have the right to perform your duty, but never to the fruits of your actions. Bhagavad Gita 2.47. This does not mean we should be indifferent, but rather that we should give our best effort without becoming obsessed with the outcome. How to apply it. Focus on doing your best in the present, without anxiety about the future. If you work with passion but without attachment to success or failure, you will experience less stress and greater satisfaction. Mastering the mind and emotions. The mind is like a wild horse. If we do not control it, it will lead us in chaotic directions. Krishna tells Arjuna, "For one who has conquered the mind is the best friend. But for one who has failed to do so, the mind is the greatest enemy." Bhagavad Gita 6:6. Our thoughts can be our greatest allies or our worst enemies. The key is learning to observe them without being carried away by them. How to apply it? Practice meditation, conscious breathing, and self-reflection to strengthen your mental control and reduce anxiety. 4. The importance of faith and devotion. Bhakti Yoga. Krishna explains that faith is essential for finding peace and meaning in life. Bhakti Yoga, or the path of devotion, teaches us that surrendering our actions and worries to a higher force frees us from fear and doubt. Whoever offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I accept that offering with love. Bhagavad Gita 9:26. How to apply it? You do not need to follow a specific religion. Having faith in something greater than ourselves, whether it is life, the universe, or a higher purpose, can help us find stability and motivation. 5. The nature of the self and self-realization. Krishna reveals that we are not just our body or mind, but an eternal soul. This reminds us that material problems are temporary and that our true essence is immortal. Just as a person discards old clothes and puts on new ones, the soul leaves the old body and enters a new one. Bhagavad Gita 2:22. This knowledge helps us see life with greater perspective and detachment. How to apply it? Instead of identifying with our daily worries, we should remember that we are something much deeper. Practicing introspection and spirituality helps us connect with our true essence. These 5 lessons show us that the Bhagavad Gita is much more than an ancient book. It is a guide for living with greater purpose, peace, and wisdom. Now, let's explore how to apply these principles in our everyday lives. Now that we know the key teachings of the Bhagavad Gita, the big question is, how do we apply them in our daily lives? Understanding the theory is not enough. The important thing is to live these principles to transform the way we think, act, and feel. Here are 3 practical ways to integrate its wisdom into our everyday lives. 1. Making decisions with courage and purpose. Throughout life, we face difficult decisions: changing jobs, ending a relationship, pursuing a dream, or taking an uncertain path. Many times, these choices come with doubts and fears. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells Arjuna, doubt arises from ignorance. Destroy doubt with the sword of knowledge. Bhagavad Gita 4.42. This means that the best way to confront our doubts is through knowledge, reflection, and trust in ourselves. How to apply it? Before making a decision, gather information and fully understand the situation. Ask yourself, am I making this decision out of fear or in alignment with my true purpose? Trust your intuition and the process. The Bhagavad Gita teaches us that when we follow our Dharma, life supports us. Practical example. If you are afraid to embark on a new professional path due to fear of failure, remember that the most important thing is not the immediate result, but the growth you will experience along the way. 2. Overcoming fear and anxiety through detachment. We live in a society that constantly pushes us to worry about the future: success, money, social validation. But Krishna reminds us, one who renounces all selfish desires and lives without attachment, without egoism, and without identifying with the body, attains peace. Bhagavad Gita 2:71. The Bhagavad Gita teaches that suffering comes from attachment. When we obsess over specific outcomes, we suffer if things don't go as expected. How to apply it? Instead of worrying about the future, focus on doing your best in the present. Learn to accept the results, whatever they may be. Develop the ability to let go of what you cannot control. Practical example. If you feel anxious about an exam or a job interview, instead of obsessing over the outcome, Focus on preparing as best as you can and trust the process. 3. Finding inner peace in difficult times. In life, we face losses, failures, and moments of uncertainty. However, the Bhagavad Gita reminds us that true peace does not depend on external circumstances, but on our inner state. Krishna says, "One whose happiness is within, whose delight is within, and whose light is within, becomes one with the divine and attains liberation." Bhagavad Gita 5.24. How to apply it. Practice meditation. Dedicate a few minutes each day to conscious breathing and calming your mind. Observe your thoughts. Instead of identifying with your worries, learn to see them as passing clouds. Find gratitude in the simple things. Appreciate the little moments in life. Practical example. If you are going through a difficult time, such as the loss of a loved one or a professional failure, instead of resisting the pain, allow yourself to feel it and then focus on learning and growing from the experience. The Bhagavad Gita is not just an ancient book. It is a practical guide for living with clarity, purpose, and inner peace. If we apply these teachings in our daily lives, we can develop a stronger mindset, reduce anxiety, and live with greater fulfillment. The Bhagavad Gita reminds us that life is a journey of learning, growth, and self-discovery. We are not here just to survive, but to evolve, face our fears, and uncover our purpose. Its teachings show us that true peace is not found in external things, but within ourselves. When we learn to act without attachment, trust the process, and cultivate inner serenity, we find a lighter and more meaningful path. If this video inspired you, give it a like, subscribe, and share this wisdom with someone who needs it. And remember, the greatest battle is not against the world, but against our own doubts and fears. Move forward with courage and a peaceful heart.